everybody.
Oh, look, we in the camera like,
Look.
The camera up.
Okay, so this might happen throughout the night. You're
Calm
gonna hear my dogs barking throughout the night. It is
Good
what it
grief.
is. It is
TT
what it
Angel
is.
will have to pull her
Yeah.
belt out. Hey!
We don't. She was joking. We don't encourage animal abuse.
No. No, we don't encourage it.
She meant her belt of
I
kisses.
meant my sock.
Yeah,
That's
her
what
sock. Her sock.
That's it.
What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Happy summer. Someone had a happy birthday on Monday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Angel.
45. We have hit the mid 40s.
The mid 40s officially.
It was a pleasant introduction.
Yes.
To 45. So
45.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So the secret location is not the secret. She's in my house. Hey. And originally I was supposed to have a pool. But the problem is, well, number one, it would have been raining anyway. But number two, I know, me too. But number two, the village where we live considers our part of the yard a side yard where we would put the pool. So unfortunately, no pool.
Suburban drama,
absolutely.
That's pretty much what.
You know what? It's this cord. That's the problem. It's this cord. There we go.
Oh,
see,
wow,
problem solved. Perfect. So yeah, what are we drinking? We are drinking. We're still drinking tea today.
Okay.
Hey, and by the way, thank you all for tuning in for the time change a little bit early because Miss Angel lives far from me.
Ain't no way.
She was not going to be driving that late at night. That's too late. So thank you to Maurice for bumping us up to 5. Thank you for y'all tuning in at 5. And we're drinking
catching the replay.
We're drinking iced tea this time because it is hot as
an armpit. That's how hot it is.
So we were not about to drink hot tea. No. So we got iced tea. I went and bought one of every flavor because I didn't know 100% which one she would want.
And she got it right because I got to me some peach, Georgia peach.
Not just any peach, a Georgia peach.
Gold Peak, and you have what?
I have the green tea Gold Peak because I love
an endorsement.
It's not, but Gold Peak, if you would like to sponsor us or advertise
or send us your tea
please do. And in a little segue to that, just a little promo here to all you entrepreneurs and small business owners. We, meaning Angel and I and Mr. Prophet, the Mentali-Tea podcast and with studios are opening advertising opportunities on our platform. Okay, come on. I know you got stuff out there you wanna advertise with us. Mm-hmm. This is a chance for your brand, your business, and or product to be exposed to our global audience. Global meaning we're not just on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We are on Spotify. We are all over the place. So just so you know, via our unique high caliber marketing team. We have a very high caliber marketing team.
I heard.
Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. So if you are interested in sponsoring, just saying,
hey,
we don't discriminate against tea. I mean, it's in our name.
Cold tea, iced tea.
Listen,
adult tea, hot tea.
By the way, this is not a Long Island. There is no rum in here. I did think about it.
Show your glass.
Sunshine State of Mind.
Okay, and I have a lovely. I just got this in my birthday bag.
Yeah.
A lovely daily reminders. All of these quotes on here sound like things that are usually on our shirts. Celebrate every single win. I'm going to take that one this month because I just had a conversation about this about 2 weeks ago, maybe. About celebrating every win. There's no such thing as a small win.
There is not. If you are interested in sponsoring, and even if you want to show your glass again, daily reminders cups, mental health, I can't words say, products. If you want to sponsor and whatnot and advertise, please, we would love that. Please contact our producer at Profit at bsideproduction.com.
I'd like to be a sponsor.
Oh, can she sponsor her own show? That would be incredible. So again, it's Profit, and it's 2 F's in Profit. bsideproduction.com in the comments, or you can inbox Eastside Studios Facebook inbox for package options and details. So go back to because she wants this week. Drop DM us. Go ahead and slide in those DMs. I'm just saying, sponsors, you can slide in those DMs. This is really good, though.
Yes, it's not too sweet.
It isn't. And you know me and so high quality leaves. All right. What kind of iced tea do you like? Georgia peaches right there. Flavor from Georgia peaches.
I got
I mean,
I got the same high quality tea leaves, but I don't have no antioxidants. If I sound like I'm talking funny tonight, I probably am. I'm one less too full last week, and there's a hole in my mouth, and it's time to take a pee. Not take it, I got to try. So we go this show. I'm funny. Just mind your business.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about me.
Don't worry
Don't worry
about
about my don't worry about
don't worry about it. So as y'all can see, we're doing something a little different today. Obviously, we're in person, which is incredible. That's number one. And number two, we questions that I was like, okay. Wonderful questions, wonderful things that y'all asked. So I think we should just get right into it.
I think
So we'll just dive in.
Starting
with number one. Okay. First one. Hey, Bryson.
Hey, Bryson.
We've been missing you.
We don't tag team. Okay, you got the first one.
All right. All right. So the first one is, this will be my first sober 4th of July, and I'm terrified. I'm a 32-year-old single female alcoholic and addict. The 4th of July is a big deal for my family, has been for as long as I can remember. This is our Christmas, basically. I think I'm dreading this holiday for a few reasons. Last year, I got a DWI, and because of money and humiliation and COVID, I didn't fly home for the holidays. My family knows about the DWI, and they know I went to rehab. I'm supportive for the most part, going to rehab. I have anxiety around seeing extended family more than my immediate family. I don't want to have to explain myself or talk about it with them. I'm just not ready. Also, my family is big on drinking, and I know it will be weird to be the only adult not imbibing. I had to look that up because I know what that meant. I have a pretty good support system. I am scared about being away and feeling alone. It's also my first July 4th holiday with the family since breaking up with my boyfriend of 4 years. Do you think it's a bad idea for me to go? I don't know if I should come up with an excuse or just suck it up. I love them and miss them, but it's giving me so much anxiety.
Put that over here.
Okay, sorry.
In case I need
to get back to that.
Go ahead.
I can't relate on the drinking part, but I can relate on having to get together with family part. When I was growing up, even into my teens and 20s, I guess growing up is your teens, but I come from a Middle Eastern background. And for people who are not familiar with the Middle Eastern background, there is no family gathering less than 30 people. And that's coming in low. And it's usually extended family and friends. And I dreaded it every time. Every time. It was just... And so one family holiday. It was a Christmas holiday, and I was going through my eating disorder. I had just come out of rehab for my eating disorder, and I did not know how I was going to get through, with eating, because I was still fearing foods and stuff like that. So I brought my support person with me, and it helped. So I don't know. You said you have a really good support system where you live, and maybe that's an option if you want to see your family and you're having that anxiety. Maybe bringing someone from your support system with you, so that it's not so overwhelming. And if you get to that point of feeling overwhelmed and anxious, then you have that out. Like, oh, so-and-so, we got to go. They got to be wherever, and you can exit stage left. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what, I've had to learn over the years.
I love it. That is an excellent suggestion. I would go so far as pick a go. Because if it's clear, is the drinking centered around July, or is the drinking centered around your family? Coming from a family that's heavy on imbibing,
that's a new word of the day.
It don't matter what the event is for my family, but if the drinking is, specific to the fight, pick another day. If you want to see your family, schedule something else. Pick another day and take your support person. So you have something to and have that out when you need to get out. Yeah, but it has everything to do with the holiday. It sounds like the holiday is going to be a trigger. You were very specific and used the word holiday. It's not something you need around people that are imbibing.
That's going to be our new word.
It will be. But definitely, if you're having anxiety about having to explain yourself, really, they understand that you've been in rehab and there's that you need to just another holiday, celebrate and take us for yes, I think it's a bad idea where you go on July and don't make up an excuse. Be honest, right? Be honest about it and say this is not, that doesn't work for me. I don't work for me. I think I should come up at time and stay a little less. Yeah. That's what I would do.
Yeah. And honestly, if you are just, it depends also how long you've been out of rehab too. It sounds pretty fresh still. Like it's pretty fresh. And, putting yourself in front of all that temptation might not be the best thing either. So I agree with Angel.
And I know a lot of people think once you've come through something, you've come through a challenge, you feel strong enough to sit in the presence of your demons and stare them in the face. It's not necessary. Right. It's not necessary to put yourself through that type of torture. Or those types of triggers. It's going to be a trigger. The holiday, you just got a DWI last year. So you've been that far removed from your life. That is not a situation that you have to participate in. Now, if you were telling me about a funeral that you needed to go to, somebody passed away, grandma's turning 100, a little more, I don't know, a little more reason for you to be there. 4th of July, no, that's not worth the stress and the agony it's going to cause you.
Okay. We are getting a message from our producer that we need to take a little 2-minute break. So we're going to come back to this question because I have something else I want to add to it, but we're going to be right back.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Bryson.
Don't go
Commercial
anywhere.
break. We'll be back.
Go
Stay
to the
tuned.
bathroom.
Get your iced tea. Okay, we're back. Thanks for the commercial break, y'all. Thanks for your patience.
We should do that more often.
I always love the whole music,
Yeah,
not the whole music. You know what I mean?
I need a snack while we be on this podcast. Okay.
Oh, join the chat. Okay, I guess.
Bryson, is it better? Because that was like 4 minutes ago. Let us know if it's better. We did some tech back here.
Well, we try it anyway. Anyway, what I wanted to add to that question, this person says, I have a lot of anxiety around seeing extended family more than my immediate family. So is there a way? Oh, it's better on YouTube. Okay. Well, then everybody go to YouTube. B-Side Studios on YouTube. Go there and watch this because clearly that's where we're coming in crystal clear. And give us a follow and a subscribe. Hit that subscribe button to the YouTube channel. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, so my thing is, if it's okay, I'm just gonna put it on here and Facebook.
Okay, great. It's better. All right.
Okay, good.
Excellent.
Still go subscribe to YouTube if you haven't already. Anyway. Okay. I keep going back and forth. Okay. Let's stop texting me. No. We're working, man. I'm trying to read your private chats. Anyway, so if it's more the extended family than the immediate family, like Angel said, pick a different weekend. Maybe just plan something with your immediate family so that you don't exactly. Because yes, overabundance of people, the anxiety goes like way up. So
addiction or not.
Yeah.
Alcohol or not. It's
absolutely
a high stress environment when you involved multiple family members.
Oh my God.
And a holiday.
And imbibing. That's just a recipe for
disaster.
Oh yes, big time. So
chaos and distraction.
Yeah. Because then you're not just gonna get the questions about why aren't you drinking? But what happened with your boyfriend and all that? And do you really want to answer all those questions?
Did rehab really work?
Yeah.
What's up with that DWI? You said they knew about it. Nobody wants that.
No.
And as much as we teach on avoiding stress
Yeah.
and managing our stress. We're not going to put ourselves in a direct line of fire,
Right.
just because it's the 4th of July. We're going to find another holiday, find another weekend, find another time to spend time with your family that is in a less stressful state,
Right.
so that you can maintain your sobriety and
Right.
whatever you learn in rehab and not have to hurt nobody.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. I hope that answers your questions or helps. Whew. Okay. Now it's your turn. Oh man, I read this one. I was like, oh god.
Next.
I already have
All
an answer
right.
to this one.
I want to read this. All right. I let my boyfriend of almost 2 years move in due to him getting kicked out of his brother's place. I wasn't sure of the idea, but the thought of paying half of everything seemed nice while trying to rebuild our relationship. Why we rebuild it? It's been about a month, and I feel like his mom, and I don't trust him. He lies about dumb things like who is dropping him off at work or picking him up. Let me see, I got no car.
Mm-hmm.
I pay for all the groceries and pick up the house and do our laundry, etc. I feel more like his mother than his girlfriend. I want things to work, but I'm tired of the lies and feeling like this. What should I do?
Go ahead.
My first question is, and I got questions for you. Trying to rebuild our relationship. So there was a break in the relationship, and there was something that happened that was already a red flag because you're rebuilding. He got kicked out of his brother's place, which means he wasn't staying on his own anywhere. So I'm wondering how you thought half was going to get paid. Why did he get kicked out of his brother's place? What did you say that was? What kind of flag was that? Flaming red.
Red.
So he
Big
got
red.
kicked out of his brother's place, which means he wasn't holding his weight or carrying his weight there. His brother, his own flesh and blood, didn't want him in his house. Okay, so you pull him into your house. You think you're going to pay half. Sounds like you're doing more than half if you're paying for all the groceries and picking up and doing laundry and feeling like his mother. The lying is what concerns me the most, especially you said he lies about dumb things. That's a whole nother red flag. Why are we lying about who's picking us up and dropping us off? Why does somebody have to pick us up and drop us off to go to work every day?
TLC sung a song about that.
He feels more like his mother than his girlfriend. I doubt that, because if his brother wouldn't let him stay with him, I doubt if his mama would let him move him back in either. I want things to work. Why do we want things to work? I see no evidence that things are working right now. I want things to work. You want him to change. You want him to grow up. You want him to be a better person, a different person, because that's not going to happen through any efforts of yours. That is a decision that he's going to have to make for himself in order for that to happen. Tired of the lies and feeling like this, what should I do? Usually when somebody gets tired, they make a choice. So are you going to stay in that situation as it is, or are you going to remove yourself from the situation? Now, I understand that might be complicated because you have allowed him to move in with you. But you can very, very well escort him out of your home and let him know that this is not working, and that you would like him to leave, and make sure you have the support when you do that and you're not home alone, so that somebody else is accountable, and somebody else is, your security and watching your back. Have that conversation. It's a hard conversation. Have the conversation and let them know this situation is not working. I don't feel like we're equal in this relationship. I don't feel like it's a partnership, and some things need to change, and you can't be here while that's happening. And again, have somebody with you when you are having that conversation, or at whatever point, if you need to, give them a time, then that time needs to be within 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
This is not by the end of the month, by the end of the summer. This is this week. Make some arrangements. Call your brother or somebody, but make some arrangements because this is not working for me. If you are in the position, and I dare say this, if you are in the position where it is of no consequence to you, you're not breaking your lease, you're not, so in love with where you live, leave. If he doesn't go on his own and you can't, you don't want to involve family and you don't want to involve the police, you don't think it's that serious, watch what happens when you try to get somebody to leave your house that doesn't want to leave.
We back. Yes, we back.
Watch what happens. So you're going to need some support. You're going to need somebody else that has your back. If you are serious about making the change, even if you're serious about wanting things to work, again, it's not going to work in this capacity. Get some support. Hello, support. Get some support and make arrangements. Either you're going to leave and leave him there and he's going to have to handle that, or he's going to have to leave. And those are the only two options that I see. What should I do? Either he leaves or you do. And you can still work on your relationship if that's really what you want. If he's really making effort to change, you can still do that, but you can't do that in the same house as it is right now.
If it's only, especially since it's only been a month. If it's only been a month and you're feeling this way, it's not going to get better. It's not going to get better. It's not going to get better.
And he out here having a hot boy summer, getting dropped off and picked up and won't let you know. That tells me some other stuff is going on anyway.
Yeah.
And something else that us as women do, we tend to invest more into situationships that we think are building towards something else. And the men folk might be doing, they might have a whole nother idea. Because if he's lying about dumb stuff, then he's lying about some serious stuff.
Yeah.
So who is he spending time with? Because clearly he's not buying groceries and picking up around the house and doing laundry.
Right.
So what is he doing with his time? And that's a whole nother reality to look at a situation that you have put yourself in and see it's not working for me, and two, he's lying about who he is or what he's doing. That's not something for you to remain in.
Nope.
No matter how much you have invested. I know 2 years sounds like a long time, but baby, we've been in some relationships and with some peoples, and it's gonna take a lot more than that. Yeah. I think he's showing you who he is.
Yeah. And my 2 cents on that is, obviously I don't know your age. I don't know.
Old enough to have an apartment.
Old enough to have an apartment. However, and I mean, old enough to have an apartment could be 18. Okay. I know that it sometimes can be difficult to communicate feelings. Okay. I'm in my and still have trouble communicating my feelings, right? And it's okay. That's totally normal. And like Angel said, if you have a hard time communicating or just telling them, hey, this isn't working, or telling how you feel, having a support person there, it makes a difference. And I'm not saying, obviously, I'm not saying grab him and go see the nearest therapist. Obviously,
that's not what we're saying.
Grab your support person. Grab your support person, your best friend, your uncle,
your dad.
Yes.
And they don't have to be in the same room, but they need to be on the property.
Exactly. Because for many reasons, but number one, it almost helps to communicate when there's a third person around, because, I feel sometimes things get lost in translation. Even if you're talking to someone face to face, things get lost in translation. So if you have that third person kind of, there, it might make it easier for you to relay how you feel, because you feel like you kind of have a safety net by having that person there. And also, yeah, you don't want a situation to go south.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because not saying that you mentioned anything about being abusive or whatever, but
clearly you don't know him.
You don't know him, and anything could set it off. You know what I mean? Or maybe this person's never hit anybody in his life or whatever, and you strike up that conversation, and he's feeling like he's being accused of something, and that can do a total 180. So you definitely want to be able to have a third person there just as your safety net.
Yeah.
And it is a difficult conversation to have, you know. And if you still want to work on the relationship,
you can still do that.
You can still do that, but
from
yes,
2 separate addresses.
Exactly. You know, the red flag, the fact that his brother kicked him out, that's a big red flag right there, because that's family. Lying
2 about dumb stuff.
3
not pulling his weight,
not trusting him.
And you said that
if you can't trust him, that's a major red flag.
So we're on 5 now.
Okay. So you shouldn't feel that way. You should not feel like his mother. You should not feel hindered. Don't feel like you're you know, under this weight. That's not fair to you. So definitely find your support person. Once again, it comes back to having that support person.
Yeah.
And having that difficult conversation.
And message us, because I would really like to know how that conversation goes.
Yeah.
And then if you end up needing any other resources, and we always pray that things go well and in your favor, but if you end up needing any other resources, we can assist with that.
Oh, for sure.
But make sure you have somebody else that is, you know, within earshot when you have this conversation. In the event. You never know. And like I said, clearly you don't know him. You don't know who you only know who he has shown you thus far.
You're only seeing that mask.
And it might be more layers to this thing. So when you say you got to go, I still love you, we can still work it out, but you can't stay here. If that conversation turns into an aggressive one, you got to have somebody else there who is able to get your back in a split second. And if that's something that transpires, then you already know you're not going to be working on much.
Right. Yeah. And I'm curious to know if he's on your lease or if he's just there. Because if he's not on your lease, you could, and he's making it difficult, you could get law enforcement involved.
Absolutely.
And either a restraining order or trespassing or something.
And don't feel bad.
You know, and don't feel bad.
And don't feel like it's too much or that's extra. I don't have to go that far. You always need to go that far. If situation ever becomes unsafe, you got to go that far.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we want you to be safe first and foremost with however the discussion goes, you know.
And hopefully it works out for them.
Yeah.
Maybe that conversation will be an eye opener for him.
Could be.
To get himself together. And while you all are at different addresses, he can come to terms with what he needs to work on himself.
Right.
So that he could be a better partner for you. That is the hope.
That is the hope. We always hope for positive outcomes. Always. So hopefully that answers your question on that. Whew. All right. Oh,
next.
This one.
Oh, you got it.
Man,
you got it.
This might be a long answered one because there's a lot. I can answer it in one sentence, but there's so much. Okay. So this one says, hi. My ex kept me hanging on for 3 years. Things were on and off for 3 years because of his emotionally unstable ex. Eventually, I left for good. Right? Where's the tea? In January, he got back in touch. We got back together. And we became closer than ever. Except for one thing. He kept me a secret. So she, the emotionally unstable ex, wouldn't find out until the time was right. I then found out that her clothes were still at his place, and he wouldn't take them back to her. He said she needed to come get them. I found out she was still texting him and telling him she loved him. Instead of ignoring her, he texted her back to keep her sweet. In the end, I lost my temper and kicked off. Now we need the rum in there. Let me go grab that Bacardi. Bacardi, if you want to sponsor us too. We have now split up, and he says it's because of my rage and my need to always be right. Was I right to leave this situation or has he? Listen, number one, telling you that it's because of your rage and always to be right, that's gaslighting right there.
That is exactly the definition.
That is exactly of gaslighting. Number two, his emotionally unstable ex is not your problem.
No, man.
Not your problem.
It's really not his.
It's not his either.
It said
Ex. Not his, not hers, or not her, not yours, not his. That's her problem. Were you right to leave the situation? 1,000%. Has he got a point? Absolutely not. Not 1 point, not even close to any kind of point, period, nothing. I just, gosh, like if I had all the red flags in a bag right now, I'd be dumping them, laying them out everywhere. Like, first of all, he kept you hanging on for 3 years. I have questions. Why did you hang on for so long? You know why? Because these men like to, sometimes these gentlemen, they seriously.
Oh
it sounds like
gosh.
He's a sweet talker.
Sounds like he's a narcissist.
He's a Casanova. Bro, he's a Casanova. Casanova was a narcissist, I believe.
Sure.
And so he was trying to have his cake and eat it too.
Oh, he was eating the butter cake.
You know,
he had
listen,
cake.
He had way too much cake, in my opinion. But you had every right to leave. You had every right to lose your temper and go. So in my opinion, I feel like you hung on too long, to be truthful. But that's not a judgment, honestly, because there's probably some aspect of him that you loved, you know, that you just could not think you could find in somebody else. So I think that it reached a boiling point and you're like, this is stupid. I'm done. You want better for yourself. You deserve better for yourself. He ain't it. And you figured that out when you left. And
oh my God.
Cheers to that.
I got so many triggers just from this. And I'm sure this one I glanced over. It's like, oh, no. Glance over this. I'm familiar with the situation of an emotionally unstable ex. You know, she has some mental issues. She has low confidence. She might have been suicidal at some point. And I don't want to trigger her. You don't want to trigger her.
Right.
Versus he don't want to lose you. It's two different things.
Yeah.
That was the first trigger. Being private about your, come on now, being private about your business versus being somebody's secret. It's two different things. I've had conversations with that too. I don't put my business all over the world. You don't see me with pictures, and you know, because I'm not married, so you're not gonna see all of that. But being somebody's secret, you know, it really yells and screams side piece to me. Being somebody's secret, regardless of what the reason was, until the time is right. You know, I went right back to what's this movie? Waiting till it's hell.
Waiting till exhale.
Waiting till exhale.
And what's his name?
Right. You know, the all say man. It's just not the right time. It ain't never gonna be the right time. especially if it's somebody who is emotionally unstable. And again, to Chrissy's point, that's not your issue and it's not his issue. That's something that she needs to work out for herself, and nobody else can be responsible for her emotions and her reactions except for her. She got to figure that out. Found her clothes at his place. Oh, I have found some things in people's places. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I found some things in people's places. Ma'am, they're there because she still comes over and wears those clothes. She still wears those clothes. Or I would go as far as to say she spends the night, which is why she has clothes at his place in the first place. Nobody just leaves outfits. No, because he'd have dropped that box off on her doorstep when that relationship was over, seeing as how he's with you now. There's no reason for those clothes. She got to come over and get them. So y'all can do what? Right. And they're texting back that block, delete. No. Instead of ignoring her, he texts her back to keep it sweet. Text what back? I love you too? Because I'm pretty sure that's what the text said. I love you too. I love you too. I'll see you tomorrow. I washed your clothes that were in my closet. It's a lot of stuff that's been happening.
Unless it's the guy that was in the previous question, in which case he ain't washing nothing.
So her dirty clothes is at his place? No. Ma'am, don't second guess yourself. No. You got out. I have been in the position where I had to get out of something. You have got out. Yeah. Don't second guess yourself or your decision. You got free. Yeah. Celebrate your freedom. Because there's some people that don't get that. Look, that sounds every bit like a narcissist to me. Yes. And most women who are dealing with narcissists don't get free, or they're stuck so long that they just get beat mentally, emotionally. You got out. Yeah. So figure out how to stay out. Oh, we're going to celebrate every single win. And you got out. You did. Cheers. Now stay out.
And Bryson says,
and do the work so that you don't get back into another situation that's even remotely similar to that. Do the work and figure out why you stayed so long and why you accepted that.
Exactly.
Be really honest with yourself.
Exactly. Bryson says, if you got to ask, then it already is what it is. Got to break these cycles of denial and reckless understanding.
Cycles of denial and reckless understanding. You sound like a podcast. I feel like you might be hosting this show or something. I love it. You hang out with folks that work in mental health, don't you? Cycles of denial and reckless understanding. That's reckless. I think most women have been reckless at some point with somebody that they wanted to change and fix. And Lord, I hope, no.
Yeah.
No. That's good.
But you got out. And like we said, a lot of people in your situation, they don't. Or it takes a long time. So, 3 years, that's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. All my friends are famous.
She's talking about each other. That was yours?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But I knew you have a lot to add to that. Oh, wait, this is.
Oh, that's part of it?
That's part of it.
Nah. It's a setup. Wait a minute. I get the 2-page.
You get the 2-page one. I don't know.
Hello, ladies. I need help addressing behaviors with a disabled friend.
Okay.
I have known my friend about 9 years. We came through a lot of tough times together, and I consider myself very loyal to her. We left the same church, have both experienced intimate partner abuse, and now live in the same apartment complex. So they're not roommates, but they're in the same building. My friend could be described as awkward with sometimes rude behavior. She was recently unofficially diagnosed with a processing disorder, which she has embraced. I want to support her by giving good feedback and would hate to ghost her in our friendship, but some of her behaviors have become overwhelming for me. Here are a few examples. Oof. She often shows up at our home uninvited. Baby, can you imagine?
No.
Bryson,
Oh
did you hear that? Shows up to our home uninvited. Often shows up to our home uninvited. Helps herself to things in our fridge. Has shouting matches with her daughter in our driveway. Just generally talks for a long while with
Andy was just setting
difficulty.
an example for the shower.
Right. Just generally talks for a long while with difficulty judging others' interests and makes big or last minute requests. Many of our mutual friends have silently ended their friendship with her, and I would hate to do something like that. I did have a sit down conversation with her about some of my personal boundaries and preferences. Afterward, she acted very timid and shut down around me and began to triangulate my housemate, asking if she thought she'd made me angry. How can I support my friend, practice some good communication and boundary settings, and have fair expectations in this situation? Would love any thoughts? Thank you for taking our questions. I love your show. First of all, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
I don't know who you are, but we love you back.
Yes.
And we appreciate you even sharing this with us. Bryson said, what is unofficially diagnosed? Is that on here? Recently unofficially diagnosed with a processing disorder, which she has embraced. Is that like a self-diagnosis? That's what I feel
That's
like
what it
this
sounds
is.
like, yeah.
Unofficially diagnosed.
My thing is maybe she did that to validate why she actually.
There you go. This is what
justify. That's
the word embraced is what got me thinking.
Right.
That this diagnosis justifies her behavior.
Right.
So she doesn't have to work on herself.
Right.
My questions for you is this woman in therapy? Because if she is not in therapy, there's no amount of support, friendship, loyalty, or communication you can offer her that's going to be helpful in this situation if she is not in therapy, in counseling, seeking treatment for her unofficial diagnosis. Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing. There's nothing you can do until she seeks help. Mm-hmm. You don't need to have another sit down. You don't need to have another one-on-one. You don't need to put up a chart and a graph about your boundaries, because obviously showing up at your, first of all, that's a whole trigger for me. You show up at somebody's house uninvited. It's different if I'm going to surprise Chrissy because I've not already talked to her husband about it. But you going to show up uninvited. Often, it was the word that penetrated my backside.
Yeah.
Often shows up.
Did you just say penetrated?
I did. I'm sorry. Often, I just made me want to jerk. Often shows up to my home uninvited. Helps herself to things in the fridge. Okay. Who's going in my refrigerator? Okay, that's a whole nother thing. Has shouting matches with her daughter in our driveway. Why? Did she bring the kids when she showed up uninvited? She brought the kids too, because that's a whole nother thing. Talks for a long while with difficulty judging others' interests. That means they are done with this conversation and she is.
Yeah.
Makes big or last minute requests. So there's an entitlement there. And I think that comes with her feeling justified because of her unofficial diagnosis. I would encourage her as her friend. I would encourage her to ain't no way, Bryson. I would encourage refrigerator. Do you know what's in my refrigerator?
Crystal Light.
Listen, cakes and pies, wine, cheese, crackers, meat, lots of luxurious leftovers. No, you ain't helping yourself. You ain't gonna get in. You can show up, but that don't mean you're not gonna enter.
Right.
I would encourage my friend to seek treatment, counseling, therapy. I would even, because I would, volunteer to go with her.
There you go.
So that the therapist can get a real good idea of what's actually happening. Because most people who go to therapy to appease somebody else does not necessarily tell the truth in therapy. So I would listen. I would encourage her to go and get help. I would volunteer my time to be the driver and take her. Maybe even help pick out somebody. And you can find people on video. You can sit and do a therapy session just like this with you and your friend, and give her her private time, and then you talk to the therapist. There's nothing you can do until she's ready to get help. So my thoughts, stop beating yourself up. There's no such thing as a fair expectation in this situation because this situation is not fair to you. She needs assistance. Bryson said, an entitlement and a refusal of self-awareness and accountability, manipulative and narcissistic traits. Girl, I feel like you done had a training or something.
Bryson, I've missed you.
Bryson, throwing out these advocate words over here: self-awareness, accountability, and narcissistic traits. Listen, I love it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And yes, and yes. There are people who need help who refuse to go and get help, refuse to take medication, refuse to go to therapy, refuse to seek support so that they continue to be assholes whenever they want to. They again, it justifies their behavior. Well, I got processing disorder. What the hell is that?
I don't know. Google told me. No, I'm kidding. Oh, I love you, Bryson. No, and
this is it. I got processing disorder, so my bad. I'm sorry. It's just this is a part of my condition.
Processing.
I know some people with some conditions.
I'll be honest. I've never heard of that, and I've been. I've been in therapy a long time. I'm gonna
Google it.
I have never heard of
never Googled nothing on the show, but I'm gonna Google that
disorder before. So unless that's a symptom of something bigger, that's the only thing I can think of. There's
different. That's about speech.
That's about
about speech therapy.
This is who I am.
This is who I am. Yeah. Take me or leave me. Love me or don't.
No.
If you my friend, you would accept me. Yeah. No. If I was your friend, I would not answer my door the third time you pop by this week when I told you to stop coming.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna drive your butt to the doctor.
Like going into this, like I feel like I don't want to say it, but I almost feel like you're feeling guilty a little bit because everybody else has kind of backed away from the friendship.
That's exactly it. You're the last friend.
You're the last friend, so you feel obligated. Maybe not guilty, but obligated.
Baby, I've been the last friend.
Maybe you're feeling obligated to stay in the friendship, and no one's saying to end the friendship, obviously. And obviously you don't want to ghost her.
This is about speech, visual, sensory. That is not what that is.
Unless it's a symptom of something bigger.
I'm scrolling because I want to know. Difficulty.
But if you've already had a sit down and went over some of your personal boundaries with her and preferences, like I don't know how much more you can do. To be honest,
you can't. There is nothing
like
else
you've done pretty much everything that you can do. Number one, and I think I made a TikTok about this. Boundaries are so important, and boundaries are healthy. A lot of people want to tell you boundaries are disrespectful or whatever. That's a bunch of baloney. Boundaries are healthy. Boundaries are important. Boundaries are necessary. Boundaries are necessary. And the fact that you already had to sit down with her and put those boundaries in place, how she processes that with her unofficial diagnosis of processing disorder.
I'll tell you about this diagnosis.
That's not your problem. It's not. It is not your problem that, you know, she's having this processing issue, because it's really clear. You know, like if I'm going to say, hey, Angel, I'm putting up some sort of boundary. I don't know. Pick one. Like,
okay.
No.
Take your time, whatever you need.
I'm just like, you put up a boundary, you respect that boundary. Like, you know.
She needs some time. She got a boundary.
Like, Angel, don't let my dog on the couch. That's the boundary.
I did not. I did not let
I know
him on
she
the
did.
couch. And I told her, don't you get me in trouble.
I am not an example. She didn't do it, but I'm just
saying
saying the boundary is the dogs are not allowed on the new couch.
Get me in trouble. You could be
Angel,
on my leg.
Don't let the dogs on the new couch.
We just did that. And I followed
and she
instructions.
followed.
You know why? Because I'm in her house and she got boundaries and rules and preferences, and we don't do that. And just like she ain't gonna pop by my house unannounced.
Oh, absolutely not. Ever. I would never do that. Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? I know better than that. I know not to call after 10 p.m. I know not to, before 10 a.m. Listen, she has established the list of rules and regulations. But honestly,
some of my friends really don't care, but that don't mean I'm an answer.
Unless it's like you know what I mean? Uninvited thing. It's just
often. The word often.
That's just
you just keep showing up. You keep showing up and you talk forever.
My thing is, if the shoe was on the other foot and people were showing up to her house uninvited, how would she feel? Try it and send us a message. No, I don't. Try that. Don't do flip it. Go show it. No.
But real talk.
But no.
Everything I saw in relation to that diagnosis was about senses. It was auditory. It was something about noise. That don't sound like what this is. This sounds like behavior.
Right.
You know, unless you're telling me that she's on the spectrum.
Right.
And has a hard time, I don't know, even still, you need some help. And that's nothing. And I don't know nobody on the spectrum that has diagnosed themselves.
Right.
If anything, they're in denial about it. But they most certainly aren't using that as an excuse to justify ill behavior. And then the word that you used that really stuck out to me was triangulate. Began to triangulate my housemate. Again, sounds like some narcissistic mess. But that tells me that disorder is a cop-out.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of with this processing disorder being a symptom of something bigger, whether it's ADHD. But if we go back to ADHD, you know, in our conversation with Emmett, you know, processing disorder means you process things. Someone with ADHD, they process things too fast. Like their mind is constantly working fast. But they process it, but they process it correctly.
There you go. That's it.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
Like
it's not misunderstood.
There's no gray area. Mm-hmm. If it is a symptom of autism, again, then that is something, you know, that's a little piece of a bigger picture. But even still, I'm not seeing like mention of other symptoms.
All of this just sounds like ratchet behavior that should nobody be doing.
Yeah.
Not necessarily somebody that has a condition.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine that, you know, I say this to friends all the time, and to the most part, I do mean it. When I say, oh, just come over whenever. No one ever does.
Thank God.
Ever. You know, I mean,
it's a terrible thing to say.
It is. But honestly, like my door is open to certain people all the time. Well, to certain people.
Close the door. Door open right now. I can see right outside. Close the door, Chris.
But
And it's glass, so
it's
even if
just-
it's closed,
it's still see through.
she's welcoming anyway.
But there's certain people that I will, if they were to show up at my door,
Baby, I'm gonna look at
uninvited,
you through the glass.
I'm not gonna say, I'm sorry, I'm not letting you in.
I'm gonna look at you,
You know
through
what
the
I mean?
glass and say, "Why
Very
do
few
you
people.
call me?" And
Angel's
this
one
is
of them that
okay.
I would say, oh my God, come on.
Angel would never do that.
She would never do that, but if she did, but it's just the uninvited thing, especially if you have a family of your own. I don't know.
The family that she brought with him to argue in the driveway. This thing got levels
That's
to
a
it.
thing, and she's arguing. What was
In
it?
their drive-through
In their driveway
with her daughters.
With her daughter,
So which leads me to believe she bringing the kids up. So is she going in the refrigerator to feed her kids too?
Wow. Okay. Acted very timid and shut down around me and began to try and
This is not your battle,
right.
girlfriend. This is not your battle. This is not your fight. Encourage your friend to get some help. Support your friend by volunteering to go with them or helping them to find somebody, but insist that they need some help and make it clear that there's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a breakdown, and you want to fix it. You want to be there. You want to support them, but you cannot be there in that same capacity,
Right.
Because you've talked about some things and they haven't changed. And I'm not saying I'm not big on cutting folks off and blocking delete.
Right.
I'm not really big on that. However, whatever your boundaries are that you need to do, if she need to have a special ringtone that you don't answer or you don't jump to, or you have to respond to her after you've given it some time.
Yeah.
If you need to make sure your door not glass so people can't see you home when they show up, figure out how you can rectify some of these issues on your part, but still be supportive, encourage them to get help, volunteer to go with them. And if they decide not to, if she chooses not to, if she refuses it, that's a consequence of your friendship.
Right.
Now you got to talk about what comes next.
Right.
It's not an ultimatum. I'm saying you need some help. I'm saying I want to be your friend, but this is not working.
Right.
And
if she is open to seeing a therapist, especially since they are available online now, that could
have to leave home.
That right, and stay at her home, and it would only help the situation more to help her understand why she is the way she is, why she acts the way she does, and
hopefully find the real diagnosis.
Right. Yeah. Because I can't the processing disorder. I don't understand that one.
That's not fitting with this description.
Right.
So
right.
I don't think
so. But you, all intents and purposes, you've done all that you can do, and very well, I might add, by putting up your personal
kudos
boundaries.
to you.
Very
friend.
good. Cheers.
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 Cheers. Cheers. Celebrate every win.
Mm-hmm. Celebrate every win. Yolanda Adams said it best: "The battle ain't yours; it's the Lord's." And you just said you've been through tough times together.
There is no pain.
Sing it.
Jesus.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. Sorry.
No, sing it. I'm listening.
Let me
I
get
think
some
it's
more.
great. I think it's beautiful.
Oh, she got something else. What she say?
I'm wondering if the letter writer needs therapy also to work on self-esteem and healthy boundaries.
Woo! You, friend.
Wow.
Work on yourself and decide if you are attracting these types of friendships for a reason. I was just trying. I ain't want to go that deep, but that's something to think about. Do you have any other friendships that are like this one? Why you the last friend standing?
Yeah.
Well, the other friends that walked away, your friends too, and what are they saying about this situation?
Singing upstairs. That was Angel. That was Angel singing upstairs.
Oh my
I
goodness.
thought you left. Why are you still here? Didn't you come up here and wave goodbye? And that's why Ann started barking. Listen.
That's okay. We welcome all audience members. Thank you so much.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, that's a heavier question.
Well,
Man,
because
it's a
I
heavier
mean,
question.
if we look at the beginning paragraph, other than them being friends for 9 years, they came through a lot of tough times together. And this person, the letter writer, seems very loyal. They left the same church, have both experienced intimate partner abuse, and
See,
now live in the same apartment.
there's the trigger.
Yeah.
For what Bryson just asked you.
Yeah.
Working on self-esteem and healthy boundaries and relationships. So both of you all have come out of intimate partner abuse, and now there's an attachment.
Yeah.
You are the last friend standing, and you don't want to walk away from her.
Right.
Digest that.
Yes.
And connect those dots. So while you're trying to figure out how to set new boundaries and support in a different capacity, go back to that and figure out what it is what residue is still lingering from being in an abusive situation that has allowed a friend to come in and attach themselves and suck the life out of you.
Because, I mean, yes, you guys have probably been through a lot together, but, and I say this too with even my relationship with my husband. You know, we've been on this path, and then we start to grow this way a little bit, and that's okay. You're supposed to grow, and yes, you'll grow together. Sometimes you'll grow different ways. But with friendships, I mean, I can't tell you how many friendships that we were always here, and then they go this way and I'm going this way, you know, and then you try to go ahead and attach, and you're like, why am I attaching to someone who doesn't even bother, you know, just because we have that one trauma in common, just because we went through that it's trauma bonding. And then again, we come back to then feeling obligation. You know, well, we've been through that trauma together. We've been through it together. So I am obligated. I need to stay friends with that person.
Because I don't want to leave her like everybody else left her.
Right.
It's the reason why everybody else left her.
And no one's telling you have to leave that friendship. Just alter it. It can still be friends, but it doesn't have to be
toxic.
So, you know, and like you said, you started with the boundaries, but you just got to stick to them. You got to stick to them, or even change them, or be very cut and dry. You know what I mean?
Because I will text somebody at my front door and say, hey, we're kind of in the middle of something.
Right.
I wish you would have let me know you were coming, but I'll give you a call later.
Yeah.
Don't ring the doorbell again. I will.
The dogs will come out.
And I know I'm trying to bring some light and some humor into this. And my friends know me because you ain't getting in my house. My friends know me, so I'm picking on this here because that was a huge red flag. Just showing up. Yeah. So that's something that tells me that she does not respect your boundaries.
Right.
Any of them. It doesn't matter what you do. Any of them. Yeah. She's walking all over them. So at this point, you need to bring in professional help. But while you're doing that, take a look in the mirror.
And just connect those dots. It's amazing what we learn about ourselves.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, that was the last question.
That was the last question.
Oh, hallelujah.
I have a question though.
Oh God. Go ahead.
This is just a random question. I just want to know if I'm alone in this or not. Okay. It actually comes down to processing. I don't diagnose myself with a processing disorder, but no, I'm just gonna say buzz. However, does anybody I don't know about you, but does anybody in this world other than myself do angry cleaning? Like so here's my thing, right? I try to keep, and my family will laugh because my house is always a disaster 24/7. Even when you clean it, it's still a disaster. But like our bedroom, like I need to clean our room. Downstairs, the laundry is just piling up. My brain has a hard time compartmentalizing tasks.
Good.
Like, thank you, a big word, imbibing, compartmentalizing. And so, like, that's the same with any kind of big project or any kind of thing. My brain just does not compartmentalize. Like, I could just do this little bit today and this little bit tomorrow. It's all or nothing in my head, all or nothing. So when I'm sitting there and I'm like, God, I really need to do this, and then I look at all of it, it just like overwhelms, and it's like, oh, I'm not going to do it. So then I put it off. But then I'll have these moments where like I'll have an argument with somebody, or somebody will piss me off, and I'm just cleaning everything. Everything's got to get cleaned. Does anybody else do that, or is that just me? Because like, and clearly I'm not angry enough, because I mean, look at my house right now, it's not the best shape, but
You ain't mad. You ain't that mad.
I ain't that mad lately, but I have my moments where it's like, anybody else do that?
I do not relate to that.
Mm.
I relate to stress cleaning.
Maybe that's what
I
it is.
relate to distraction cleaning. If I'm supposed to be doing one thing, I will get up and go wash dishes and bake a whole cake and a batch of cookies and and clean out the whole refrigerator, and I was supposed to be writing the paper.
Right. I do. Right.
That's
exactly.
More,
I do that
cleaning,
too.
but mostly it's stress cleaning. But see, I also some of it is routine. I grew up in a house where, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, I'm sure somebody relate out here. When that gospel music came on early in the morning, you knew Mama is cleaning the house. And you got maybe 10 minutes to get up out that bed before she come bust that door open and say, hey, got something for you to do, because you got a list. Because when she clean, everybody clean. And when you hear that music come on, you already know it's time to get up. Just get up. Just get up. Matter of fact, get up and start cleaning your room. So when she do bust in the room, it's like
Saturday morning cleaning while Soul Train.
You want some pancakes?
Yeah,
you want some pancakes? Because she see you got up and started getting busy.
Yeah.
So I won't assign her anything at this moment. I'm gonna give you something else.
Welcome to my Bryce.
Yeah, that part.
I will not come uninvited.
So that was a type. I guess that would have been worship cleaning, and I still do that. I'll put on my music, and this is what's happening right now. It's praise and worship, and this house is getting clean. Somebody comment? Okay. This is what's happening. So it was worship cleaning, there's distraction cleaning, there's stress cleaning. I'm not familiar with angry cleaning.
Oh yeah. Like, okay.
Unless we cleaning out somebody's stuff.
No.
Are we packing we packing up somebody's box? Like whoever that dude should have been cleaning that woman's clothes out his closet. Are we packing up somebody's stuff? Because I've done that.
No.
All these pictures coming down.
No.
Every souvenir is getting packed away. I've done that. Oh, you out of town again? Watch this. New furniture. But no.
No, I get angry cleaning because like I'll have an argument or whatever. And again, I have a hard time with saying what I want to say. You know how you have your comebacks come to you like hours later, like I should have said that. I do that while I'm cleaning. And if I'm like I'm angry cleaning and do it, oh my God, it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. I don't know why. Now, here's the thing though. I have to say I was, my grandmother raised me, so I was a little spoiled. I didn't do much cleaning as a kid. All right. Listen, I didn't do much. My grandma did everything. All right. God bless that woman. God rest her soul. So, I never got that.
You didn't get woke up out of your sleep.
No, I didn't get that wake up out of your bed.
Must be nice.
Do something. But I do need my music because my cleaning music is Hamilton. I put on Hamilton in my ear. Listen, I've spent the whole first act cleaning a bathroom just because I get too into it. But that's happy cleaning. I'm talking about angry cleaning. Like angry. Nobody else has experienced that. Really? I really feel there's got to be somebody out there. Can't
I'm
just
sure it
be-
is. And I saw a post recently about that. So I know it's not just you. It just I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah. But distracting cleaning, yes.
I will tear a house up.
Yeah.
But
angry,
not cleaning
man.
angry.
And I tell you, when I get angry cleaning, it is some of the best cleaning. Like there is nothing left on any counter or any floor, whatever. I'm just like, man, I think I need to get angry again because my house looking little needs a little deep scrub.
Wow.
But that was my question because I just wanted to know if anybody else went through that because, like, you know, when we were just talking about the processing thing because my brain it's all or nothing. Like I have a big project, I cannot do pieces. I cannot. It's either and then that's how I overwhelm myself because then it's like God, there's way too much. And that's a lot. And so I get tired before I even start. Does anybody do that? Do you get tired before you even start because you just see all this stuff you got to do and you're like,
you know what? I got to sit and look at it.
Yeah.
Like if I'm cleaning in stages. Like I will put up a few things, then I got to sit and envision what's next. I was doing that yesterday. I moved not yet, 2 days ago. I moved a whole different area. Swapped some stuff, made a whole nother stack, and was like, this is good. I felt like the Lord, and this is good. This is good. And then the 5th day, and then it was the 6th day. I was like, we're gonna recreate this thing.
Yeah, see,
and that was it. And I have to take a lot of breaks because I have to see, okay, and I'm pepping myself up. All right, we're gonna hang all this up, we're gonna fluff that, we're gonna change that, we're gonna sit down. Boom, do it. Sit back down.
And see, I can't do that.
Oh, absolutely. Because there's no way I would ever be able to do everything in the same day.
I know.
You know what I did last night? I shampooed half of the living room.
Okay.
Because I got to walk. I was still up and I had to get back and forth to the kitchen. So I shampooed the half I wasn't on. So guess what I'm going to do tonight? Right before I go to bed, I'm going to shampoo the other half.
After you have your lemon cake.
And go to bed.
Yeah.
So I'm not walking on the floor, but I wasn't ready to go to bed yet, so I couldn't do that. So, you know
what? I got that way. I got that way with decorating for Christmas this year too. Like I was like, God, I have so much I have to put up because nobody in my house helps me decorate for Christmas. Nobody. And if they tell you they do, they're lying.
So is this angry decorating?
This is it is angry decorating. Because not nobody in this house helps me decorate for Christmas.
Because when I decorate. Now the tree is different.
They don't do that either.
The tree can be up and be naked for a while, but when I decorate, it is one night only.
Man,
all the boxes open, everything open.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, you have watched me.
I have. Well, I've watched
videos.
But that's the problem too. It's like, God, I have to do all this, but now I'm overwhelmed. Like I can't just do.
But see, I have already set and visualized.
Yeah, of course you did.
What's going where?
Exactly what's going where.
I know exactly what's going where. I know what the color scheme is.
Yes.
You know, I used to sell party lights, so I got. You know, some people get Tiffany blue boxes. I got party light blue boxes. I know exactly what I need to go where.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm gonna take these candles down, and then the new scents go up. Right now, it's all summer and pastel-y and all of that. And it'll change at the end of August for fall and whatever. And then November 1st.
August is too early.
No, because September 1st. They got to
do it end of September.
Because all I have is September, October, and come on. Thanksgiving, Christmas stuff need to go up before Thanksgiving. And now I'm trying to get earlier.
I want to enjoy summer.
Because that tree gonna stay up to January 31st. Unless I have a
Valentine's tree again.
I didn't do that this year because I was out of town. So I went to Atlanta. So you could and it didn't make sense.
It's gonna be a leap year next year too.
So you get an extra day. Okay,
get an extra day. But anyway. Well, okay. I guess I'm the only one that I know of that angry cleans and apparently angry.
Well, I'll give you a question. I'll give the audience a question. If you're watching or if you're rewatching or catching a replay, answer this question. How should I celebrate 45? How should I celebrate 45? I ain't been nowhere because, you know, I don't go outside. It was COVID, and I don't really do people too much.
And then we had smoke from Canada, so that didn't help either.
What do you do for milestones? What has been your favorite milestone birthday thing that you did? So even if you can't tell me what to do for me, what did you do at 21, 25, 30, 40,
you don't want to know what I did
50?
at
21. What did you do on those milestone
21 was I can barely remember.
I had a house party.
We went to
exactly what I did.
No, we went to a karaoke bar. And the bartender was very generous to me that night because he knew it was my 21st birthday. And we had been drinking, and
I've been drinking.
Listen, I ended that night singing Supermodel by RuPaul and missing my entrance because I was so gone. I was like, but it was fun. I was just letting loose. It was fun. But 25, I had a kid at that point. Monica was I was pregnant. Was I pregnant?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I was pregnant for my 25th. So
I don't remember 25. But 21, I know I had a house party, but there was also a party at a club. And that was the same year I lost my brother. And his birthday is a few days before mine. And for whatever reason, they still put his name on the cake.
Happy birthday week.
Thank you. They still put his name on the birthday cake. So that was very melancholy. It's like, okay, because it was supposed to be. I have a cousin who we have the same birthday. Yeah. So it was us two, my brother, and then my cousin's girlfriend, and all four of us were having this party at this hole in the wall club that everybody goes to on the west side. Yeah. But that was 21. But I also had a house party. I don't remember 25. I had a list of 30 things to do in the year of 30, and I don't recall ever getting through all of those lists. And some things I did, but I did late. But passport was at the top of the list. Ask me where I have gone. Georgia. Not a damn place that required a passport.
Nowhere out of the country.
I used my passport at the airport just for show. They're like, you ain't got not one stamp.
They don't do stamps anymore.
This is my ID. Check it.
I really don't think they do stamps anymore because we went on our cruise last year and we stopped in St. Thomas, Tortola.
They stamp anymore. I would be so disappointed. Yeah. I'd be putting, it would be a sticker book. If you ain't gonna stamp it, I'm gonna put a sticker in it. But I had a list of things to do for 30, and I didn't. I didn't get through the whole list. I'm gonna have to go look for it. I didn't get through the whole list, but I did a lot. And even if I did them late, celebrate every
day.
For 40. Oh, 40. I came into the year.
Guess what 40 was for me? What was 40? 2020.
Oh my gosh, a COVID.
I'm
40.
owed a milestone birthday because that was stupid.
I came into 40 with some really high expectations. Broke off some communication and some toxic relationships and friendships. But I walked into the year like, this is the year of 40. We're not going to do this. Yeah. I walked in setting boundaries for the year of 40. And I have continued to hold those boundaries. That's good. And I think that has just been my theme. And then after 40, it was 40 something else. That's just a hashtag. It is still the hashtag.
It is.
It is also 40 fine, but it's still 40 something else. I'll be 40 something else for a few
40 something. You know what? I tell everybody I'm still 25. Listen, I will be 25 forever. I'm 25 and holding.
I don't want to go back. So
25
I was out of my mind.
If I could take me now and make it, and take the me now when I can't.
You can't. See, I will take this season, this year here, and all the lessons and the pain and the drama that came with it before I go back to 25 or 30 or 35 or 39. No, we're not gonna go back to none of those shit. So tell me, send a message and tell us, what did you do for your big milestone birthdays? Give me some ideas, some inspiration. But I got nothing else.
I don't know.
I think this is a great ending.
This was great, you guys. I would love to do that again.
I would love to answer one question every show.
Yeah, one question every show. I think that would be fun. That would be great.
Can we make that happen?
Can we make that happen?
One question every show.
Come on.
That would be interesting.
We have viewers. We know you got questions.
And these were heavy. I mean, these were like dissertations. I mean, like
it wasn't 12, just a little
in 12-point times New Roman. Okay. Yes. That's that.
And don't forget what we said. If you want to be a sponsor or promote your brand or, whatever, tea people or non-tea people. But if you want to be a sponsor, grow your business, whatever, please reach out to, I was off the I want to hear more about that later, Bryson. When I come over, not uninvited. Not uninvited.
Don't open the door.
Not uninvited. Reach out to our producer, Mr. Maurice Prophet. His email will be in the comments. It's mprofit, that's 2 F's, at bsideproduction.com. And he will let you know what packages and pricing and stuff we got going on. And it would be a good idea because we're everywhere. Like I said, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Instagram, Google Podcasts, you name it, we on it. And we have a special guest who's loving on Angel.
You wonder what's going on down below this. This is what's happening.
This is Andromeda. We call her
hi.
Andy for short. Oh, look at her smile. She smiles. Anyways, she's
I'm getting a whole bath today. I'm tasty. The older you get, the more flavor.
Oh Lord. There you go. All right, y'all. We love you. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you next month. Let's see. We are gonna catch you next month on, it looks like, July 27th.
That's what it looked like.
Looking like July 27th. So make sure you're around to tune in for that. Okay, Bryson,
awesome.
Talking to you because we haven't seen you. Love you guys. Bye.